All right, as Shanna stated, CCI is our largest sponsor. We get most students being placed through CCI, and we have our we are the first job fair sponsor for the program. This normally happens in January. The job fair is the interactive stage in the process between students and employer. In January, the employer or representative employer comes down, and we have a big job fair where students get to fine-tune all the details about their job description, the area that they're going into, and their day-to-day process of the job with their employers.
All right, so students who are not placed at the job fair in January, we have another placement option which is called a direct placement. So this is for persons who they have to buy a CCI account, will be able to see job listings, and the employers will be able to view your resumes. For this job option, persons have to be on their account, because this is how the employers will be communicating with you. So you'll have to schedule a Skype interview, and they'll be able to tell you, okay, you have a Skype interview at a particular time. So if you know you're not going to be on your account, then the best method for you to get a job with CCI is with the job fair option. Okay, the next placement option we have is self-placement. The self-placement option is basically for persons are not able to source their own jobs and their own housing. This is the preferred method for persons who have already been on the program, so they already have an employee who they have worked with before, and they're able to make a link while they were there the first time to go back the second time. If you have never been on the program before, you don't have anybody in the States, then it's best to use the job fair. But if you have been to the States before and have made a link, then you can go to the self-placement option. The first step, if you want to use this option, is to send an email and request a self-placement form from us. We'll reply with the self-placement form, and also we'll send you a list of prohibited jobs under the J1 program. Ms. Foster went through that briefly earlier. And for the self-placement option, we have the self-placement form. It has to be completed in its entirety, and a copy of it must be emailed to us with your employee's business license, the business name, work site, job description, etc. Okay, so the self-placed best practices include filling out the SARJA, which is self-arranged job offer, the company's name, telephone number, work site. The telephone number and the email addresses are very important, because CCI has to vet the job. And in vetting the job, they have to contact the employer in order to ensure that the hours are there and everything that is on the form is legitimate.
Once our job listing comes out, normally end of November, early December for CCI, we email the job listing once you have registered and paid a minimum deposit of $500 US. Once you have selected a job, by indicating to us via email that I'm interested in this position, I would like to go to this employer, what we'll do then is create a CCI online account for you. All right? Automatically, once we enter in the system, you get a prompt email indicating that this is your login and your password for your online system. All right? It's very important for job fair students, job assist students, that they fill out each section that we ask them to fill out for the online system. Why? Because once we submit an account, we have to have all information accurate, date of birth and so forth. Even though we do check over sometimes, but it's a better practice when you guys give us the correct information for every section. For a self-paced student, the filling out the application form is a little bit different. For a job fair student, they'll have to complete from overview all the way to resume, right? And then we'll put in the documents, the relevant documents needed. For a self-placement student, it's a little bit different. You'll just complete from overview to work/volunteer. You do not need a resume because naturally, as Shanna stated before, normally our self-placement students are persons that have already went on the program, already had a link with the employer, so the employer would already have some information about them, resume and so forth. All right, just a quick thing on the CCI Green Heart. Sushania and Orville already explained their wonderful experience with CCI. As Sushania said, once you're interested in CCI, CCI has the Green Heart project. Just indicate it on your application if you're interested in participating in a Green Heart activity. It's a very good thing, a very good practice for students to have some volunteering ethics about you. It builds you as an individual, I must say, and as Sushania and Orville stated, it has many benefits to it. Being recognized by the U.S. State Department, being allowed to have grants to start some volunteer projects. So it's a very good practice, and I hope you guys, whoever were placed on CCI, will participate in this Green Heart thing. Thank you.